In this lesson, we're taking a look at All Day and All of the Night by the Kinks. This is part of my power chord series, which you can access via the link in the description, and it's the second Kinks tune since we looked at You Really Got Me last time, and it's a really similar approach to this song where we're taking the same catchy riff and transposing it into different areas of the neck to create different sections, but I am also going to show you the parts that link those sections together and some approaches to the guitar solo just so you've got the full structure, but for now let's start with that main riff. So the main riff, which doubles up as the verse, just uses power chords rooted on the low E string, and exactly like You Really Got Me, we're going to start with an F power chord on the 1st fret, and a G power chord rooted on the 3rd fret, and we just play them quite quickly back to back, one strum each, and then mute the guitar after that G chord. Following that, we're going to do in the opposite direction, exactly the same thing, G, F. So if we put those two together with the pause in the middle, so F, G, G, F, and then for the ending, we're starting on that F power chord again on the 1st fret, sliding all the way up to a B flat on the 6th fret, and it's going to be 3 strums, and then ending with one more strum on the G. So F, B flat 3 times, then G. If you put all 3 of those phrases together, we've got the F, G, G, F, then the F, B flat and G. One more time. And the riff just repeats like that, even through the verse when the lyrics come in. Now rhythmically we're starting on a push again, so we're starting on the and of 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So there's the count. You're mainly playing 8th notes and accenting the offbeats, but as usual with rhythm, most of the time it's easier just to listen to the song a bunch of times and internalize the rhythm by ear, and then just play it as you hear it. Next, we come up to a pre-chorus, and we're going to keep the same rhythm as the first couple of phrases of the riff, so that's this part. The F and the G's, we're only going to play B flat for the first part, so 4 down strums in that same rhythm, and then the same thing on the F. So with a count, you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then we go back to just the same thing as the main riff, but a tone higher. So rather than the F, G, and B flat riff, instead of that, it's going to be G's, A's, and C's. Okay, that comes after those strums on the B flat and the F. So the whole pre-chorus, we've got the B flat first, to the F, and then the main riff a tone higher. Okay, one more time in full. So once again, it's got that kind of rising effect, sort of climbing up through the power chords on the bottom string, just like You Really Got Me had. And one more little thing you can throw in at the very end. Sounds pretty good to build up with some down strums on that A chord, which leads you nicely into the chorus. So in the chorus, we're going to play the exact same riff again, but on the next set of strings. So where we just used in the pre-chorus a G, an A, and a C, the chorus is going to be on the A string using a C, D, and an F. So 3rd fret, 5th fret, and 8th fret. The only change is that on the first phrase of the chorus, we're starting on the beat rather than throwing in that little push. So you're actually, after you've done the build up on the A, straight to the D, and then finishing off the riff. So there's the D. Then on the repeat, it starts adding the little C offbeat beforehand. 4 times, and then you're back down to the F and the G for the start of the next verse. Now, another little thing you can throw in on the chorus if you're comfortable with bar chords is using an A-shaped bar chord instead. It kind of sounds like that's what's going on in the track. Obviously, you can keep it simple with power chords if you're using this song to practice power chords, but if you've played bar chords a little bit, it might be a cool effect to throw in that major bar chord. Kind of gives it a weird, sort of overly happy tonality, but that's this kind of sound. Then back to the verse with the power chords. So a couple of options for that chorus. So with regards to the song structure so far, we've started with that main riff and then we've got 2 run-throughs of the verse, pre-chorus and chorus. Now after the second chorus, we've got a little link-in section which takes us into the solo. So at the end of that chorus, you're just going to hold that F chord, let it ring out for 2 bars, strum the F again and slide down to D. Hold the D for 2 bars, and then we're back into the main riff, which provides the rhythm for the solo. So at the end of that second chorus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, solo. Now, just like in the You Really Got Me video, I'm not going to go into the exact solo. I'm going to instead encourage you to improvise and make up your own licks and try and steal some of the ideas from the original track, because I think that's really good for your development. Once again, you're going to be using the G minor pentatonic scale. I do have a pentatonic scale series coming up if you're unsure of the pentatonic scales, so keep an eye out for that one. But as I say, it's just going over that main riff. So you could stick that in a looper and use it as a bit of a playground to experiment with that G minor pentatonic scale. As I say, try and steal some licks to expand your repertoire. Both these songs are using the same scale and they're a similar sort of speed, so you can try out the same ideas over both solo sections, see what works and what doesn't, and try and come up with some cool ideas. Following the solo, we've got one more run through the verse, pre-chorus and chorus, and then we've just got this little ending to do. So if we play the last phrase of the last chorus, then we've just got one strum on each of the 4 chorus chords, so D, C, F, D. So if I put that in context, and you're just letting that D power chord ring out at the end of the song, or if you're using the bar chords for the chorus, just keep the bar chords in. But that's the conclusion of the song, and that gives you all the parts to All Day and All of the Night. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at this tune. As I mentioned, there's a couple of Kinks tracks in the playlist now, and I would advise trying to learn both of them. They both have a similar approach, so it'll develop that same side of your playing where you're navigating the neck using quick power chord changes. However, the structures of both songs are fairly simple, making them quite easy to jam along to once you've got the gist, and also both solos give you a chance to practice that G minor pentatonic scale and get into a little bit of improvising as well. Be sure to subscribe for more guitar lessons, and I'd really appreciate you giving the video a like if you found it helpful. Remember, there's more power chord based lessons in the playlist in the description, so hopefully I'll see you for more soon.